Yo, what's good, guys? So, as you guys know, 6 Day Sprint, we're going to be answering all your questions. But today, I actually wanted to talk to you guys about a really important concept. And actually, I'm going to get to all of your questions in the next video. But I want to talk to you guys about something that's like super value dense that I've been experiencing lately as I'm continuing to scale my agency. Obviously, the goal is to get to 200K a month. We're about a quarter of the way there right now. And so, and that's basically you as the founder are typically always the bottleneck a vast majority of the time. Now, I remember Hormozi vividly in one of his videos where he had his thing at acquisition.com in Las Vegas, and he was basically asking people, like, what's everyone's bottleneck right now? Everyone would then give answers, oh, lead issue, oh, I need to spend more, and then he turned to the next slide, and it was like, no, it's you. And that's the truth. That's the God's honest truth about entrepreneurship. That's oftentimes you are the bottleneck. You are basically the limiting belief. And so I am the bottleneck in my agency right now. I am spending way too much time in client success. I'm at the point now where since we're scaling pretty quickly, we're acquiring new clients at a pretty rapid pace, and it's just too much between me doing the onboardings, me doing all the check-in calls, and it's like, what time is there left in the day to worry about the highest leverage thing, closest to the cash, closest to the money, which is sales and marketing. And so my next position is CSM, right? I just got off the call with one of my mentors, and I told him, hey, I'm going to be done with all the SOPs on this date, and then we can start hiring and looking for a CSM. And so it's often the case that like you guys are often the bottleneck, and that's why it's really important to kind of have that self-awareness and audit your situations a vast majority of the time. And that starts with understanding your KPIs as well. Like, yes, of course, I'm tied down into client success, and it's not fun, it's not enjoyable, it's stressful, right? Like, if the client results aren't going well, then it sucks. And also, the longer that I continue to have the relationship with my clients, the harder it is to get them off of my hands and introduce them to the CSM. And so that's been the biggest bottleneck for me right now, because I would say, like, for example, today is it's Friday, July 31st, whatever the date is. I think it's the 30th, whatever. I had 4 back-to-back check-in calls with clients that lasted way too long. They were 45 minutes a pop, and like they should be 15, 20, 30 minutes max. And I'm not saying, don't talk to your clients, but like you should give them the attention they deserve. But for me specifically, I knew it was like, bullshit, just going over things that we already covered. And it was just way too long. It was frustrating. It was just exhausting. And like I said to myself, like, okay, in legit less than 2 weeks time, I have to do all the SOPs, be out of client success. And that's the deadline that I set for myself. And I just have to push that deadline, challenge it as much as possible. And for example, when I was in London for masterminds, I had to leave a dinner early with everybody, everybody networking. That's where the real connections are made. I had to leave one of the dinners early to onboard new clients. And during the entire onboarding, I was saying to myself, dude, fuck this. Like, this fucking sucks. I'm never doing this again. And it's true. It's true. Like, you want to get out of pretty much day-to-day as quick as possible so that you guys have time available for free where you could then work on the highest leverage thing possible, which is sales and marketing, right? And so the last leg, and basically the agency is pretty much a cash cow for most people. We're not going to be in the agency space forever. You watching this right now, will you be running an agency when you're 45 years old? Probably not, right? So the goal is freedom in business, and obviously to use this as a cash cow, but this is a really important lesson and something that I've been dealing with for the last, honestly, pretty intensely and pretty stressfully for like the last month, just being in client success and not being, and like, for example, I just went over my numbers as well with my mentor pretty recently, or actually today, we had a call and he like broke down everything that I was doing, and I said to him, like, I barely collected any new cash last month because I barely had any time to focus on sales and marketing. Now, there's always time. Don't make excuses. Again, it's always back to you. So I really hope this video like brings a lot of clarity into what you guys are doing and what I'm doing specifically, and hopefully you guys can take something of value and reevaluate your situation and be like, okay, where am I the bottleneck? Is it client success? Am I still setting up campaigns? Am I spending 10 hours a week basically setting up campaigns, running ads? Like, that's super low leverage, guys. Get out of that as quick as possible. And so I hope this brings full clarity to kind of you as the founder, which are the bottleneck a vast majority of the times. Do not externalize blame to your environment to spend. It's a fucking nasty ass rat. Also, I've experienced like 5 different fucking couples like yelling and cursing at each other just walking around the Coliseum. I don't know what's good. I thought everyone's supposed to be, happy on holidays and shit, but I guess you just argue with your with your significant other no matter where you are in the world. But Yeah, guys, I hope this video helps. Moving forward, I'm going to be addressing all of your comment or all of your questions in the next video. So please drop them below. Honestly, regarding anything, agency, lifestyle design is really cool. Finances, whatever, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be business related, but just want to provide as much value as I can to you guys. Keeping everything raw and real. No fancy Mr. Beast bullshit edits. And I'll get the fuck out of here. All right, I'll see you guys.